there's going to be a whole shitstorm about how the 2019 fags were right all along. And if they fucking do reveal it, it's going to be the other way around. It's either way, it's going to be a big shitstorm. Like, imagine a boxing match with Groudon on one side and Kyogre on the other, and a whole bunch of Rayquazas in the audience. That's what it's going to be. And that's going to happen, no matter what.
Yeah. No matter what happens, people are going to freaking argue about it to no end.
Yeah.
Just the nature of the freaking thing.
It's going to be funny to watch.
Yeah, regardless, I kind of hope that they reveal some details, because that would be nice to see.
Yeah, me too. My only thing is, like, you know, it'd be nice if the Switch could get a Pokemon game sooner rather than later. Rather than,
But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, stream should be up now. And, it's freaking...
Let me get that up. This is where we figure out if the dolphin works. I'm guessing it works fine.
Yeah, I actually played a bit of the game, because this is the GameCube version. Like, I'm having to use a controller to play this, but originally I played Pikmin 2 on the Wii.
Yeah?
With the Wii controls.
Really?
So, it's not actually too difficult to adapt. The only problem is it's a bit annoying to not be able to point your freaking remote at the screen to summon Pikmin instead of having to walk around and get a certain distance from them. But it's something I could probably deal with anyways. And it's weird because some people actually say, oh, I like the GameCube controls better. The Wii one sucked. And it's like, you have a cursor and you can move it all around the screen and not have to just, like, walk Olimar up to a certain distance to throw the Pikmins.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's freaking open.
I guess that might actually be kind of helpful for Pikmin.
Yeah, it really does help it out. I think that's why they did it in the first place. Is not only did Pikmin 2 come out like near the end of the GameCube's lifespan, so it's like not a whole lot of people got to play it. But also just for a game like Pikmin, where you're like, you got a kind of zoomed out screen, and there's a lot of stuff that you'll have to like throw long distance. Or at least you could throw long distance. Having like a cursor to do that rather than just a stick definitely helps. But we don't got no cursor, so let's freaking open this. This might be loud. Please don't be loud. Hold up. Gotta freaking position this. Get Dolphin up here. Let me get the screen up. Defaults to the freaking. Let's see. There we go.
Oh, it's this screen.
Yeah.
What's this? It's the desktop. Oh, hello.
And it defaults to the desktop whenever the screen change occurs.
Yeah.
Anyways, here's Pikmin 2. And I'm probably not fit to be playing this because I'm really freaking tired right now. But I'm gonna do it anyways because I really want to play it. So let's begin. I have not played this game since I did try to beat it a second time when I first played it. But I think I only got up to the second area before I stopped. So I've not played it in a while. Hokatate Freight is a long-haul deep space company. One day, its only employee of any merit, Captain Olimar, crashed into an uncharted planet. Well, freaking too fast. There he was aided by indigenous creatures called Pikmin. In the end, Captain Olimar escaped. But Olimar's absence, his employer, Hokatate Freight, ran into financial difficulties.
This sounds familiar.
Freaking
Like,
space
it's from TCRF. I've read about this.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I've actually seen from this game.
Planet Hokatate. There's Hokatate Freight. President of Hokatate Freight and local employee Louie. Olimar, I'm so glad that you were safe. Yes, very glad, quite glad. Sadly, I have an announcement that's not so glad. Our company is going under. Yes, we're finished. On his first mission, Louie here met a ravenous space buddy. And his entire load of golden pick bread carrots were eaten. This freaking cutscene animation took out an enormous load to repay the debt of the loss. They decided to sell off the corporation assets to repay the loan. But the only asset we had to sell was your ship, the SS Dolphin. As for the rest of our loan, 10,100 Pokos. Freaking egg.
So where's this music you're talking about?
It comes later.
Yeah?
Brought back... You brought back... freaking Louie's expression. Treasure, treasure, money, money, money. Here's the freaking, like, fee of this game. Initiating valuation of treasure. This artifact is worth 100 Pokos. Thing's worth 100 Pokos? That's more than a year's salary. I'm not even freaking doing voices. Because they're going too fast.
Never mind.
More on that planet can repay our debt. Louie, you don't look alive. Must be prepared. Freaking, I cannot read this.
Is there any control over the text?
No, there's no control. I wish there was, because then I could actually freaking read it without struggling. The only reason I'm struggling is because, freaking...
In fact, you can probably tell it's video. It looks like... This probably looks worse than the rest of the game.
Yeah. It's the compression on the cutscene.
Yeah. Well, that explains why you can't control the text.
Yeah. That's a pre-rendered cutscene. It's just a video file.
It's like watching a YouTube video.
Yeah. And oh no! I already lost someone.
Reminds me of those FMV games from the 80s.
Yeah. Freaking, if Pikmin was from the 80s, it would be just like that. Like a point-and-click adventure. And you point and click to throw the Pikmin. Let's see...
Or maybe even like a, Nah, it wouldn't be a text adventure, but it'd be like one of those RPGs, like the Sierra adventure games, where it's like it has graphics, but you have to type in the commands.
Yeah. Hold on. Dolphin stopped wanting to show the thing. What's this? Error. That's weird. Like it just went black when it transitioned from the cutscene to the game.
This is Pikmin 2, right?
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's look at the wiki.
Well, I got it back up. I just had to, like reopen the freaking window or whatever. It was really weird. Anyways,
Fixed by 5/2079, which this should be.
Yeah, so I guess it's still doing the thing. Let's see, that was a close one. I have averted the crash landing, running diagnostics. Alert, alert!
Maybe it's a Vulcan thing, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Danger, Louis is missing! It must have, somehow fallen out of his cockpit. I'm not gonna try to do voices right now, I'm too tired to actually do one consistently. So I'm just gonna freaking read it as is. He's not responding via his communicator. He's either flouting protocol or in danger. Olimar, you must find Louis before he freezes to death in the cold of the planet, even though he's wearing a spacesuit. Wait a moment, look. It's just the Pikmins.
Huh.
Could these be Pikmin? They look like they're about to be devoured as we speak. You must help them quickly. Press your B button to call the whistle. Yeah. And of course, because this is a sequel game, instead of like having an epic introduction, it's just like, wow, look at those guys from the last game.
Yeah, it definitely assumes that you've played the first one.
Yeah. So anyways, for now, let's just stand around, do whatever, because the Pikmin can't actually die in this first fight. Like, literally, they just fight the Bulborb infinitely and it never eats them. So we could just screw around for as long as we want, but, let's actually get this going.
Huh. This looks familiar. It's like, hey, it's Gmod.
Yeah!
But not really.
Yeah, nice,
oh my
grass
god, it's
texture.
that fucking... Oh yeah? What?
The grass texture.
Is it broken?
No, like, the Gmod's grass texture, low resolution.
No, I'm talking about the Bulborb.
Yeah, that too. The Pikmin...
But this also reminds me of that fucking... that debug version of Pikmin 1.
Yeah.
The one that you don't even need an emulator to run.
Yeah. And...
Hey, bud.
Hey, Retro Kraken.
Oh, hello.
Currently playing Pikmin DOS version. For Nintendo Lunchbox. Give them instructions, yeah, freaking... oh man, I already got a freaking Pikmin already died. No, wait. Hold on, how many do we have? 5, okay. No one died, yay. Attention, Captain Olimar. Yes. Interested in details. In any other stream, I'd be reading this dialogue and giving it a good and cool voice, but I am exhausted right now, and I just really wanted to play this game. And
at least it's something different.
Yeah. It's freaking nice to play Pikmin 2. Let me make the screen a little bit bigger on my end. Let's see.
Oh, I don't have Dolphin. Fuck.
Alright, there we go.
Well, I think it's like if you go into graphics and then change the internal resolution to 2 times, and then you change, and then like there's a setting that's like make sure make the window match the make the output window match the internal resolution, which gives you better output.
Yeah.
And then that works better.
Oh, I just noticed a slight issue here. Is
Yeah.
controller delay just something that happens in Dolphin? Because there's a
don't know.
slight delay on like when I move the control stick and when Olimar moves. I don't know if that's a setting.
I don't know. There's gonna be some delay, but
Yeah, I think it's fine though. It's just slight. It's just something I noticed. Let's see.
can't be as bad as when I played Breath of the Wild through the OBS.
Yeah. Oh wait,
It's like-
yeah, we can't freaking do this right now. Need more picks. Freak. Time to remember what to do.
I'm trying to figure out what to do. I made a mistake by talking about M21 before the stream started.
Yeah.
And it's hard to restate my opinions after the fact.
Wait,
Because
can you say switch to... Oh, what's the switch? Oh, there's the switch button, okay.
I don't know anymore. Can you even hear me?
Yeah.
Aurora.
Yes?
Okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah, my... Freaking...
Maybe it's the microphone again.
I think it's just the game audio. Let me see if I can
Yeah.
turn it down a little bit, or turn the other audio up a little bit. Oh, freak. Where's the audio?
I want to play KSP more. Not right now. It's like, I got the space station into orbit. I installed 3 more mods to help build bigger rockets.
Yeah.
And I fixed the space station so that it works better.
Nice.
And then I just turned the game off because I'm kind of burnt out.
Yeah. Freaking. Also, I'm let's see.
Today it's been fucking. I went to sleep after last night, and I fucking went like. I slept kind of terribly because I stayed up too late this morning, and then and then I had to the M21 trailer is gonna air at 5, so and it's already 11, so I had to get my alarm clock, which I don't use very often, and set it up so that the alarm happens 15 minutes before. Then I went to sleep. I took 45 minutes, maybe even an hour to fall asleep. Because it's usually I'm pretty good with falling asleep because you just don't think about anything.
Yeah.
You just try to clear your mind.
I'm freaking crap at that. It never freaking works.
You're gonna have a fucking hard time. If you have a song stuck in your head, good luck, because it's just gonna keep playing over and over in your head while you try.
Yeah, or if you have a random idea or whatever, and it's freaking just something stupid I wonder if Mario, what the new Mario game will be, and it's oh frick, I've done messed up.
Yeah, fucking, damn it. This morning, I was just laying in bed thinking about the fucking M20. Oh, what will M21 be? And also thinking about fucking TV shows that I saw that were fucking, flipping through the channels as a kid. Just wondering what the hell is going on and seeing the fucking various things that, you like. At the time, it's interesting enough to waste your time with, but then you don't really give a shit. You kind of forget about it. And, then you realize that, oh wait, hey, I remember that, after whatever. And, oh, there's this really memorable bit from an otherwise completely unremarkable thing.
Yeah.
And, it just keeps fucking invading your mind. Especially if it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna see if I can find this shit. And then you wake up and it's like, fuck, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And then fucking... you... So like, even though I mentioned you're supposed to just be getting to sleep. So it's like, yeah. Eventually, you know, you get to sleep. And it was like, oh, and I wake up like an hour before fucking hell.
Oh. Let's enter this cutscene. Saw an object before
So yeah,
it's an onion.
then I wake up like an hour before I'm supposed to wake up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck. So I go back to sleep, which is a lot easier that time. Then I wake up, you know, right before the fucking, you know, set alarm, wake up right before the alarm goes off.
Yeah.
You know, that's just typical. But it's not like I mind.
Yeah.
No, it did its job.
Yeah.
So,
Freaking
So what you
Louise
do-
meme face.
yeah. So anyway, up straight under the fucking thread,
Mm-hmm.
so I can watch this new trailer. And it was still kind of groggy at the time, so it's like I couldn't really understand. Like I didn't really think about it as hard as I would normally,
Yeah.
and it's like, this isn't M2. I'm disappointed.
Mm.
And then I look at it and I'm like, maybe. Especially as more news comes out.
Yeah.
I still want to, like, examine the trailer a little bit more.
Mm.
So, yeah, then it's just thinking about M21 over and over again. It's like when the first trailer happened.
Mm. Pikmin.
And it's funny because, like, the only thing that the trailer actually confirmed was that it's not going to be entirely M2 all over again.
Yeah. It's gonna have original characters, an original story, and yet another city that doesn't exist in the Pokemon games. And never will.
Yep. Damn it, that makes me fucking like... The Pokemon movies and the games are almost like... You know, like there's this canon separation between the anime and the games.
Yeah, like...
And
I
then
mean,
there's,
to
like,
be
another
fair,
con-
freaking Pokemon basically made it official with its whole, oh, it's alternate universes.
Yeah. But still, it's like... Even now, people still argue about it. It's like, oh, the anime isn't canon. And then there's other people who are like,
It's
oh,
like,
movies aren't
the
canon to
freaking-
the
there's-
anime.
It's situation, or not really situational, contextual canon. Like, there's things where, like, if you say, freaking, oh, well, Bill never
The way
built
it
the
works
PCs.
is,
He was a guy who
Yeah,
researches
the
Pokemon, and it's like, no, you idiot, he did build the PCs because the game said so.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Well, I mean, to be fair, it's like, you don't really, you kind of assume that the games are right until the anime says otherwise.
Yeah. And vice versa.
Yeah. The way it works is, the way the canon works in Pokemon is, it's, you know, whatever you want is what happened. You know,
Yeah.
you can pick and choose the canon,
Yeah.
because, like, it's not like they're gonna fucking do anything. So, yeah. But it's like the fucking movies and the games are almost like... There's an even bigger separation between them than the other things.
Yeah.
It's like...
The movies are their own freaking universes.
Yeah, pretty much. Hell, it's like it's like Final Fantasy. It's like every movie is like its own universe.
Yeah.
Except for a few of them, but...
Mm-hmm.
When the hell does that happen? That's why I can't, like... this is more like a general, like, movie thing, but... You kind of just have to assume, like... To enjoy a Pokemon movie in any way, you have to know some ground rules.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you... obviously you want to enjoy a movie.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go into a movie thinking, I want to hate this movie.
No.
Let's fucking rag on it all the
then you'll
time.
freaking hate it.
Yeah. Because otherwise, that's counterintuitive. Counterproductive, even. So it's like... But Pokemon is like... It's kind of like a special breed of... a movie where it's like...
Oof. It's freaking... Hold on. Let's see if I can...
You have to... What is it?
Controller sensitivity.
Yeah.
It's kinda... too sensitive? Let's see if I can bring it down a bit. Is the threshold the sensitivity or not? Or no, that's the wrong thing. Hold on.
I don't know how it works.
Freaking radius 100. Is this better? Let's see. Let's just continue. Radius is 0. Okay, so he doesn't move at 0, so that tells me something. Yeah, the controls are a little bit touchy. I'm freaking trying to precision throw Pikmin and it's not working, so hold on.
Tomorrow's the day the Kyogre posters get BTFO. It's like the more you look at it, it's like the more obvious that it gets that there's probably nothing gonna happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll happen during the stream. Considering that.
Yeah. Let's see.
How
I don't know
close
how
it is to midnight.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I don't know how long I'll be playing this or staying up, because freaking barely functioning as it is. Like, I can't actually hold a conversation and play the game at the same time. And I'm not even having to do anything right now. God dang it.
So you can't even hold a conversation alone.
Yeah, not right now.
It's
freaking awful.
I'm just gonna be talking with myself.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to, like, do it at the same time, but it's hard. I can do it. Like, it's not unmanageable. But still, it's definitely a bit harder. But freaking Pokemon news is always interesting.
Yeah.
Freaking, yeah.
Damn it, that's why I'm so fucking excited right now. Kind of. It's more like a... we have to wait, another month for more info. Another 2 months, even. I'm not sure when the next news will come out. I think the
early Budman. It's nice.
I remember when I first started going to VP during the Breath of the Wild leak. That was the first time I really went on 4chan a lot. And of course, not wanting to be a part of the terrible shit posts. I wonder what VP is like, and it kind of just... I got hooked.
Freaking...
And obviously, it's like, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, and that led to the fucking anime stuff.
Yeah.
And that led to the movie stuff. Oh, M20, the Better Raw just got done downloading.
Nice.
So yeah,
control physics.
But anyway, when I first came on VP to the PADT, there was only... I don't know what trailers there were. I think there was one trailer. There might have been just the teaser, and there might have just been the teaser trailer and a real trailer, or maybe it was just the teaser trailer. And then, a month or two later, the second trailer came out. And I'm guessing that's what's going to happen here.
Yeah, Hold on, I gotta change the controls again real quick. I freaking keep trying to press square to call the Pikmins, but of course they just disband, because that's what it is. I need to switch this right now. Freaking...
Controlling GameCube games with a PS3 controller can be a little bit unwieldy sometimes.
Yeah. You keep wanting to press a certain button, and then it's like, frick, why do I keep doing
that? The button layout... Yeah. I remember having to do that. At first, you think it would work fine at first, but then you realize that the button layout is not the same at all. So it's like... It becomes hard. But it still works.
Okay. That might be it. Okay, there we go. That's so much better.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like freaking... Doing it with the other buttons is like freaking playing it with inverted controls.
Oh. Damn it.
Huh?
I linked this blurb, this M21 blurb, in the Pokemon channel.
Yeah, great. Alright, now I'm doing it the freaking wrong way. I hate this. Please. Alright. Let's get this Duracell brand Duracell battery. And that is really a Duracell brand Duracell battery.
Yeah, it is.
They freaking brand named this.
Isn't this the... Yeah, that's another thing, but... Like, wasn't this, like, one of the reasons, like, they're saying, oh, this is Earth and whatever?
Yeah, this is one of the reasons. Like, they're doing it because they're freaking stupid and making assumptions. Nah. Freaking Jiffy peanut butter. A copy of Pikmin 1 that's unused in the game's files.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, this is one of Nintendo's post-apocalyptic wonderlands. Just like, Splatoon.
Huh. Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah. Freaking Nintendo's kind of scary. I wonder if one day, like, they'll, like, be the cause of the apocalypse with all these apocalypse games.
The brand of the battery is different in the Japanese version.
Yeah, because it's relating to, like, Japanese brand batteries.
Yeah.
It's the same for a lot of things. Most of the things in this game are pretty much one for one. They're just different brands depending on the region.
It's gonna be...
Freaking did it. Ooh. Oh, this music's kinda like it. A little bit. It's kinda like the Metroid. Let's see if I can turn it up a little bit.
This is a bad time to talk shit that nobody cares about.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, hold on.
Damn it, I can't... Who's gonna listen to me talk about bullshit for way longer than anyone, like any normal person would care? Like a normal person
I'm just gonna be playing Pikmins, so it doesn't really matter anyways.
A normal person would be fascinated for like 10 minutes, and then they'd kind of be like, okay, that's fine, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
You know, and I can just talk for shit about hours.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the freaking, like, subject or whatever, but I'm pretty much the same way when it comes to this crap. Freaking... Got like 10 million theories on Pokemon. And just want to freaking talk about them for... Yeah.
You're just not focused on it right now. You're playing.
I'm trying to focus on both, though.
You just, you know, It's hard to think about.
Yeah. Because it's like, I'm really excited to play Pikmin 2. But it's also like, the freaking Pokemon thing is also really exciting. Because I do really want to see how that turns out. As well as the freaking everything else that Pokemon's been doing. Because it's a real mystery. This isn't one of those gens where you can just, like, think and be like, yep, that's kind of what I think they're gonna do. Because this is the gen where they freaking move it to the home console. It's nuts. It could look like anything. Not only that, but like the freaking... Then of course all the freaking things about the Pokemon universe being, like, #1 in split universes, because there's millions of it. Let's see, hold on. I don't think Pikmin even has that problem. When I'm thinking about Pikmin's universe in comparison to Pokemon's. Because Pikmin, first of all, it's only had 3 games. Second of all, the first spin-off that it ever got was the one for the 3DS. And I don't actually know anything about that game, so I don't know if that's a split universe or whatever, but I think it's supposed to take place on the same planet. Or not the same planet, a different planet. Like, Olimar crash lands on a different planet. And there's Bulborbs, but it's also a different planet, so it's like, what? Is there a freaking clone of the Earth? I don't get it.
Maybe the fucking... Maybe the Bulborbs are... Maybe they're like an alien species.
Yeah, maybe they originally came from that planet. Oh god. Don't even get me started on the Pikmin theories. Let's just focus on the Pokemon theories. Because I'd be here all night. At least Pokemon's kinda chill right now. Like freaking Pikmin.
Yeah, at least there's only a few questions to answer.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there's a lot of questions to answer.
Yeah.
But don't get me started. I don't want to think about it. I just want to think about Pokemon right now.
Courage reactor.
It's like, damn.
Get courage with Duracell batteries.
I don't know what to do right now. It's like, do I play a game? But it'd have to be like a low-effort game. So I don't lose track of my thoughts.
Yeah. Too many products. Yeah.
The fucking draw thread is kind of slow right now.
Yeah.
I guess all the artists are gone. But I did one of them posted a really good, if I scroll up, they posted a really good Volcanion picture.
That's neat.
Which I then asked them for their, I was like, oh, do you post anywhere else? And they're like, oh, I have a DeviantArt. And so I watched them on DeviantArt. And then someone else posted it was the Picky Pet picture. And then, later on, I was browsing Reddit, and I found the same picture on the front page of our Pokemon. And so I click on it, and like, hey, that's interesting. And there's like, this guy is like, this is the, source with a link to where it came from on DeviantArt. So I click that, and I get led to this DeviantArt account that has the Picky Peck picture, and a whole bunch of other pictures that appeared in past draw threads. So I'm like, this guy's obviously the artist that did that.
Yeah.
So, that's 2 of them.
Nice. Freaking, wow, found the identities of, 2 of the anonymous art creators. That's neat.
Oh, yeah. Too bad I still don't know, like, Dusk B said they had a DeviantArt account. And they were like, oh, I haven't posted on it in years, blah, blah, blah. But I still never figured it out. I still don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I searched for Dusk Bee on DeviantArt, didn't find anything. So it's probably a completely unrelated name that they used. And good luck finding that shit. And it's like, oh, what if their art style changed too? So you can't rely on that either. I tried that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Pink, the other artist.
Yeah.
They have a Twitter apparently, but the only link that I had didn't work. So I'll have to wait for that one too. None of these artists are on the in the Discord, by the way. It's like all the best artists are anonymous.
Yeah.
They're not in the Discord. They don't even have trip codes. So a lot of them are just anon. They don't even have a fucking name.
Freaking magic art wizards.
Yeah.
Freaking feeding.
It's like, fuck, I'd
bullets.
like to know these, you know. I want to know. But it's one of those things where, at the same time, I don't know if you can blame people for not wanting to post shit on 4chan, but,
Yeah.
you know. Where's this other picture? Oh, there it is.
Okay, it's clever.
I have this poster. Actually, it's the same one that I posted in the Pokemon images folder of the trailer. It's actually from their website. And of course, the very first thing I did when I got it, Waifu 2X, which usually doesn't work very good on official pictures because, you know, terrible quality sources.
Yeah.
But this time it worked pretty good, except for the background, which it butchered.
Hmm.
You know, Waifu 2X does not work good on backgrounds like that, you know, detailed backgrounds.
Yeah.
It just, like, it makes it look like a smeared painting.
Yeah.
But at least the character art is, you know, better. But I don't, like, the only problem is that they use JPEG for everything. It's like, someday we'll get an official Pokemon image in PNG.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm like, I said to myself, if I was a dictator, the first thing I'd do is outlaw JPEG.
Yeah, freaking JPEGs, those are pretty crusty image files.
Yep.
Like, even when
It's
they
a
don't look like the typical JPEGs that, you know, are commonly associated with MS Paint.
Yeah.
Like, they still have
It's
a
a
much
fucking
more
meme.
crust than any photo should have.
Yeah, and it's like, like, official Pokemon images always have, you know, that extra crustiness.
Yes. It's like
It's like, oh,
it's
fuck
like
you.
maybe we should discourage them from stealing our official images by just making them look bad.
Damn it. That's like, I knew that would be the first thing it'd say. It's like, oh, art. That's what DeviantArt, like, that's what people on DeviantArt would do.
Yeah, freaking, let's deface our own image with this massive freaking disgusting watermark that
Yep.
not even they like, just to make sure that it's thoroughly unappealing for someone to steal.
Mm-hmm. Bonus points if it's just line art, and, you know, especially if it's just pixel line art like what you do.
Yeah.
So, all you need to do is one filter and it's gone.
Yep.
It's like the fucking watermark was never there.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay. The thread is kinda shit right now. The whole VP board is shit. Damn it, this other character from M21. There's a character named Largo, which is also the name of a. That's also the handle of a person. That's also the the handle of a person from the OTG streams. So that's the first thing I think of when I see that. That's probably where the fucking. It's probably some Japanese word. And that's what the OTG person used. Are you shitpost? Oh god.
Okay, back.
PADT, the state of PADT. They're just. It's like they're just fighting over shipping now.
Oh, freak. Shipping. To fight over shipping is like to fight over who's the least degenerate of the degenerates. Freaking like I'm the least degenerate because freaking insert whatever. It's like, and you're more degenerate because I don't like you, and you're dumb and stupid. I'm in this area, yes. Okay, let's play Pikmin.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta freaking want to at least do something because there's been a lot of dead space. Ah man, so many Pikmin are gonna die due to my negligence, probably. But I really want to freaking do this, and also somehow keep talking about Pokemon. Morning workers.
There's not much to talk about right now. I posted this blurb, but I don't know if you read it. I mean, there's also character info, but it's like whatever.
Yeah.
It's just character info.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's this fucking character. While you were away, I was talking about a character named Largo. But I'm guessing that's just some Japanese word because the only other time, like, that's not the first time I've heard that word.
Wait, who's their name?
Because during the OT...
What's their name?
Largo.
Largo, what the frick?
And I don't know.
Quality name.
During the OTG streams in 2014, there was a guy that had a handle named Largo at Dibs. And that's what I think about when I see that. It just throws me off. Not real, I mean, obviously, it doesn't really throw you off, but, you know, it's like, hey, it's that name again.
Yeah. Freaking Largo is such a crappy name. It's like freaking... It's like a name that... It's such a generic... Like... Frick. How would you say? Such a generic, stereotypical fat guy name for anime characters and cartoon characters.
Yeah.
It's like freaking... Like... Let's see. What's another example?
I don't know.
Freaking...
That's probably where
there's gotta be some other example. I was gonna make a point about how, like, freaking... They just hit the bottom of the barrel all the time when it comes to anime names. Just like...
I don't know.
I guess it's the same thing in, Western animation and stuff, too, where they just name a character after, like, the stereotype. Like, freaking, for example, like, the freaking, that process. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to follow that up. God dang it.
I don't understand.
Like, you know, like, characters like, say, as soon as you hear the name, like, what?
I know what you mean.
Like, as soon as you hear the
It's
name,
one
you
of
can
those
already
things where
assume
you-
what the character would do, or how the character would act, or what the character would look like. Like, for example, like a name like Patricia. It sounds like an uptight name, and therefore the character who'd likely have that name is gonna be like some snooty, snobby rich girl.
Yeah. That's probably what it would be. I feel like I'm ashamed for not knowing all this.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of cartoons and crap, and I noticed a lot of that freaking stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And
It's
kinda
just
sticks.
it's just like little nitpicks and shit.
Yeah. What? What do you mean I don't have enough Pikmins? God dang it. Alright, let's withdraw some more. Alright, we have just enough. God dang it. This is one of the problems I have with this game. The freaking Pikmins, like the leaf ones, they lag behind, and that can be a problem. Because, like, you're trying to go fast and do something fast or whatever, and then they just, like, are so freaking slow.
Huh.
Okay. Stupid men. I'm gonna freaking do this. Die! Oh, frick! Okay. I think I over-exaggerated a bit. Well, this is no longer gonna be a no-death run, because it was never gonna be a no-death run, because I'm not a pro at all at this
good
game.
luck with that one.
But, yeah. I am still trying to get used to the controls, because there's a slight delay, and also, this game is definitely a little bit more difficult without having just a cursor that you can have across the screen or whatever.
Yeah, you're not used to this,
Yeah.
are you?
So, let's see, if I'd have done that on the Wii, I would have killed that guy without him eating my Pikmin. Even though I haven't played this in a while, because it's really that easy. Come on, you pigs. Let's see, how do I break up captains? Okay, that's how I do it. Freaking... God dang it. Get over there. Yeah, also this game, first of all, I'm not doing a great job concentrating anyways, and also this game has, like, a multitasking as, like, a high priority. Like, you gotta have one guy go, like, do something and the other person do something else. Which, it's not, right now, this is, like, the casual start of the game, so it's nothing real serious that needs to be happening. But, yeah. Gotta keep Olimar here so I can pluck the Pikmins. And then I gotta go back to Louis. And freaking get the thing. Freaking halfway through the day. Wait, where am I? Alright. Freaking... oh, here. The camera's in the wrong angle. dang it.
It's midnight.
Yeah.
For me, anyway.
See, it's 11.
But it's like... Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like, any Compton believers, I'm gonna wait till 3 a.m. The last stand of the Kyogre. 2018 fags, this is our last stand.
Wait, what's with
Some random...
Kyogres?
Groudon is... it's fucking nothing.
A pointless rivalry?
Yeah, it's a fucking meme. But basically, Groudon it's fucking nothing, and that comes from a reaction image. And of course, originally it was just that. But of course, this is VP, so they went and made an opposite version that used Kyogre. So that means Kyogre means it's something, or it's happening. And then,
okay.
Yeah. And then there's this other meme where it's a picture of Rayquaza's face over a photoshopped image of a type, and it says Fug. And obviously that just becomes the I don't give a fuck position. And of course it's a rivalry, like you said.
Pointless rivalry.
And no matter what happens, someone will lose.
Yeah.
Except the Fog Fags, because they always win.
Yeah.
Because, like...
There's nothing more powerful of a side than standing in the middle and watching the other two fight.
Yeah.
My picks.
It's for 11 a.m. Get some sleep.
There's such a massive wall. Yeah. Freaking don't care ship. Yeah,
What was
yeah,
that
that's
picture?
freaking stupid. If I've gotten this far, you don't need to remind me of how to control the pikes. The Pikmin. Freaking, speaking of that,
version.
the nickname or whatever, the alternate name, Pikeman,
Yeah?
comes from, this is the origin of it.
I don't know.
It comes from, the Pikmin 3, Pikmin 3, Miiverse, back when Miiverse was still a thing.
Yeah?
Basically it comes from that, and, god dang it, these freaking leaf guys are so slow and they're getting on my nerves. Anyways, it comes from that, and that's because there was a lot of, like, freaking small children who played that game and posted, obviously, because it's Miiverse. And
Yeah.
the freaking, one of the first posts I ever saw, it made me die laughing, was someone who was like, it was an image of a red Pikmin, and it had a little drawing, like a stick figure drawing of like a bunch of scribbles and stuff. It was an image of a red Pikmin that they took with the gamepad, and then it had an image underneath it, and in freaking broken writing, it's like, I like Pikeman. And
That's...
freaking, and there's millions of it. Like that's not just the end of it. Freaking, I've seen it
It's probably
misspelled
like...
Pikman or Pikmin or freaking, and it's like, oh, it was
like,
beautiful.
That's like, it's like fucking Sanic.
Yeah.
Except not ironic.
Yeah, that's like someone who, like, he was probably 7, maybe even younger, got that game. Freaking, he liked the Pikmin, but he could not spell nor draw.
Yeah.
And so, he shared his, discovery of the Pikeman with the world. Completely unbeknownst.
Reminds me, There was some fucking guy on. It was that picky picture on Reddit.
Yeah.
That where I found the DeviantArt guy's account from. And one of the threads is like, what was it? I'll find it. It's right here. Don't make me evolve. Not wanting to evolve into Trombek is something I can completely understand, but refusing to turn into a toucan? And of course, I just had to draw a shitty Trumbeak.
Yeah.
And I didn't color it, but... and this is from memory, too. I have no fucking clue.
Where's the image? I saw you drawing it earlier, but I don't think I got to see it when it was finished.
Yeah.
It's good!
Yeah,
I didn't like its second evolution. Its third evolution I really like. But yeah, its second evolutions is pretty dumb. It got shortchanged.
I'm gonna post this right now.
Alright.
To the memes.
Okay, welcome to cave number 1. Let's rush headstrong into danger. Die. Forward! Okay. I don't know how many died from that, but I'm sure it's not that much. Anyways, let's get this citrus lump. This is something I remember the name of, because it was so freaking basic. Like, of course it's a citrus lump. It's a freaking fruit. That's a citrus. Sure, let's bring back the enemies. Alright, so here's the goal of the game, since I don't even think I've addressed the story or anything. The goal of the game is so freaking Olimar's company that he works for, Hokate Freight, got itself into a staggering debt because the president is an incompetent fool. And so he's like, okay, we need you to go to this planet that you, like, crash landed on in the last game and almost died. We need you to go back there and bring us more of this human stuff. They don't call it human stuff, but it's like otherworldly objects, and people are willing to pay big bucks for those. And so he's like, go back and get me a ton of those, and we'll sell it to pay off this debt. And so then, like, he takes along with him, like, a new employee who's Louis. So now you have 2 captains instead of 1. And so now you have to bring back things like this 7-Up brand, 7-Up bottle cap, copyright, trademark thing, in order to pay back the stuff.
Yeah.
So it's all about picking up treasure from these caves, or outside. The caves are the, like, where the real action happens, though. You gotta pick up these things, gotta bring them back to the ship, and it'll go towards your Poco count, which is the currency. And your goal is to just repay the debt. And you can also,
yeah, I think I know that much.
Yeah.
And I know there's, like, caves and stuff.
Yeah.
And I learned that from... You know the blurb at the beginning of every TCRF page?
Yeah.
That kind of actually described this game
Yeah.
enough that I can understand, you know, like the too long didn't read version of what's going on.
Yeah.
And, yeah, apparently there's a whole shitload of unused caves in this.
Yeah, there's... I freaking read that page so many times. There's so much freaking unused stuff for this game. So many freaking prototype versions of the treasures, which are basically the same thing with less polygons or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure the citrus lump, like that freaking orange that I just picked up, like, I'm sure that has a prototype where it has slightly less polygons.
Huh. Damn it, this reminds me. Fucking last night. Or this morning even. And one of the things I thought about is like, damn it, and I hate this, where it's like fucking I'm thinking about something, and then there's like this thing, it's like, well, it's kind of unrelated to Pikmin or even video games, but there is a connect, you know, like kind of, not really, but you know, because this is like a Back to the Future thing I was thinking about, where it's one of these things where it's not really related, but it's like, when the hell am I going to talk? When am I going to be able to talk about this?
Yeah.
It's like, fucking hell. Good luck with that. Is that just a globe?
It's a treasure, but I don't think my guys. No, they can't pick it up. I don't have 100 powers, but I'll get some soon.
That's just a fucking globe.
Yeah, it's just half of a globe. I forget what this one does, but each half. There's two halves of the globe, obviously.
Yeah.
But the one we get now will upgrade something, and then we'll get another one later on that'll upgrade it again. I forget what, though. Oh, man. These freaking... The caves in Pikmin 2, like, this one's really chill, but, like, I'd be lying if I said it stayed like this. In later caves, like, stuff will fall from the ceiling. Sometimes it's, like, nothing. Sometimes it's a bomb. Sometimes it's a freaking bullboard. They freaking rig up the later dungeons with traps. And it's, it becomes a whole lot more fun. Anyways, here's our key to picking up that globe. Purple candy pop bloods. Yeah, freaking purple blood. No. Purple candy pop buds, which are the things that, like, change the colors of Pikmin. Essentially converters. Pikmin converters. Alright, let's throw some of these leaf guys in here. And then after you throw some in, they wither, and you can't use them. These are like the new Pikmin types that were added to Pikmin 2. First one is Purple Pikmin, or as I prefer to call them, Regifisamays. As...
Why?
Because of the freaking... Reggie Fils-Aimé, the Nintendo of America CEO.
Yeah.
Freaking... He did this stupid meme in, I think it was 2010 E3 or something? Maybe earlier than that, I can't remember. But, like, they freaking walked up to him, or not walked up to him, but they were like...
Purple Pikmin.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah, freaking... Reggie, how do you feel today? He's like, I feel like a purple Pikmin. Strong.
Which is totally false. They were just... That's scripted.
Yeah.
They would never say that, actually. They'd never fucking say that.
Yeah.
With a straight face. They'd be laughing. I bet they were laughing their ass off when they filmed that.
Yeah, freaking like, how do we do some kind of reference to our latest game or whatever?
Yep.
Freaking...
Might have been I don't know.
Whoa, check that out! The cursor's like up on the ceiling. Wow. Yep. That's a little bit broken.
Huh.
Probably happens in the Wii version too. I just never noticed it. So anyways, we got these freaking guys now, and they can carry more than a regular Pikmin. Cause they're strong, like a Reggie Fils-Aimé. Yeah. Alright, let's switch these up.
Damn it, all the VP threads are fucking slow right now. Nothing's going on. I'm willing to bet that what's happening is it's like a calm before the storm.
Here we go. Yeah.
Everybody knows exactly what's going to happen. And so they're just waiting. Waiting to either be proven right or wrong. Most likely wrong. And they're not saying shit right now.
Yeah.
Except for the PADT, which is, shit, arguing over what Pokegirl is better. Which is what that's just what they do.
Yeah.
All day. Every day.
Yeah.
That's why that fucking thing was... copy pasta was written.
Yeah.
Later on, I posted it. Like, earlier today, I posted that in the thread. And the original guy who wrote it, allegedly, is like, I wrote that. Can you prove to me that it's wrong? And I'm like, no. Because you're right. That's why that's why it's a copy pasta.
Yeah.
It's because it's hilarious, too.
Spherical Atlas. It's not spherical, it's half a spherical.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. It's like there's a microchip in the globe or whatever. Yeah.
It's missing the other half.
Yeah, alright. Okay, so what this is... It's a sphere chart! And it's essentially, just a radar thing, or whatever. It also, it unlocks new areas.
I wonder what the fucking I want to see that globe texture.
Yeah, like I'll view it in the treasure viewer.
Scroll into fucking... Damn it, I want to see Europe in there. Is it an old globe that has the Soviet Union on it?
I'm not sure. I think it has just Russia on it. But I could be wrong.
I remember having globes in elementary school that were really old, and they still had the Soviet Union on it.
Wow. Freaking egg.
But if you were to see that in a game, that would be impressive.
Yeah, I
Not
think
to mention
it's just
a
a regular
game.
Yeah, I think it's just a regular one, but I don't know. We'll see it in the treasure dictionary thing after this. Astounding water. Yeah, it's a freaking exit. Great. They managed to make an exit out of a hole by going up. Actually makes sense instead of Legend of Zelda's just look up at a beam of light. Escape to the surface, yes. Wow.
Jared poster and all the 2018 signs. Well, considering that Zeraora was not in the trailer.
Oh frick!
Which is
that means Zerora's not in this movie? Great! Maybe.
It doesn't mean that they're not in the movie.
Yeah, because after all, like, once again, this was a trailer that was just focusing on the new characters, so... likely they'll be in this movie anyways.
Yeah, I think, like... Marshadow was revealed in... It's like late March or something. Maybe even a bit later than that.
Yeah. I'm sure Zerora will be in it, though. Freaking... Digimon.
I mean, you know what fucking Zeraora, well, Marshadow even.
Yeah.
Is kind of tacked on in 20.
Yeah, like that's... I feel bad of that. Like, I don't like that. Because, like, Pokemon should be not... Like, they should be focused on more and not just freaking passed aside for the next cool, edgy one or whatever. Like, it seems cheap.
And I'm getting... Yeah, and I'm expecting that that's what's gonna happen with this.
That's freaking
because
dumb.
why
You
not?
should dwell on it for longer than that. Freaking...
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they're not... They have a history of doing retarded shit.
Yeah, and it's stupid
and
too because...
everybody's like... Everybody is like fucking. It'll never like it's locked. It's impossible for it to change. Oh, it'll never get better. And I don't want to fucking talk about that more.
Yeah.
But you know, they're like, oh.
May not realize this, but you're exhausted. No, I think I realize it. Anyways, yeah, I know what you freaking mean. Like, everyone's like, oh, it'll never get better, or, oh, don't worry, it'll get better. Like, it just depends on the person you ask. But regardless, what is definitely true is that, freaking, like, making a Pokemon just to be like a one-trick event pony, kind of like the actual...
they need to fucking...
No, frick! The event pony, freaking Keldeo, the magical water horse, even that guy got more dwelling upon than freaking Marshadow. I don't know anything about Marshadow. When I think about it, the only thing I know is that it's a shadow Pokemon. I don't know its dex entry, I don't even know what it does. And I don't know what it does in the movie, because I didn't watch the movie. Or at least not yet. But I don't freaking know anything about that. But, however, with Keldeo, not only do you get, like, his movie appearance, as well as some stuff even before his movie appearance, but then in Black and White 2, you get him in an event, and then you freaking can go to this guy or whatever and teach him the special move or some crap. Basically, he got like a whole little set of events for it. And Marshadow is like, what the frick does Marshadow do? And then again, maybe it does do something in the freaking Pokemon Sun and Moon 2. But I haven't played that game, and I'm not gonna. Well, yeah. Safe.
Not much.
Hooray, we got a new area. We're not going there though, but we will look at the Piclopedia for a moment.
What's the next area?
Next area is Awakening Wood. It's a chill, foresty area with some like cherry blossoms on the ground.
I know there's an area that has like the texture, like there's a fucking beta texture.
Oh boy!
But it's not really, it's like a screenshot of a wireframe of a beta version of that area. That's a fucking mouthful, but yeah, that exists. But it's like Perplexing Pond or wherever.
Yeah, like that's the area after Awakening Wood. That's when things start getting real. As it's when the difficulty decides to freaking jump up over the fence and run off into the distance, leaving you far behind.
Yeah.
Though it really only does that after, like...
I'm curious...
There's like one hole or one dungeon or whatever in that area that's like that. But then it's Wistful Wilds that basically does that to the extreme level. Freaking Wistful Wilds, the final area, is super hard. Let's feed these clover. Anyways, here's these treasures that we got. Citrus Lump. Utter Scrap. They also have descriptions, but I'm not gonna read those today. Quenching Emblem. And here's the Spherical Atlas. Texture is so low res. Let's see if I can try and get it so that it's not what frick. Look at that freaking blur effect, dang. Oof. Is this a dream sequence?
Draw Thread's fucking dead right now.
Yeah.
No posts in 29 and a half an hour, there's not been a single post.
I think this is just Russia, not the Soviet Union. Because, I mean, you can't read the text. But it's like there's...
Oh, you can't read the text. Damn it, you need to fucking... It's kind of blurred out. It's not really blurred out. You can't see it as good. You could tell, scroll so I can see the European part. Kazakhstan is shown the same color as Russia.
Yeah.
So, and that's how it was during the Soviet Union. That's a pretty telltale sign right there. Is Eastern? Damn it! I need to fucking see this. I need to stop shitting up the stream with bullshit.
Ooh, okay. Well, first of all, is that... Okay, I think you wouldn't be able to tell anyways, because this is all in Japanese. Like the text on the
This globe depicts the...
Or you wouldn't be able to tell by reading it.
Says, this globe depicts the world as it appeared sometime before. So East Germany is still there.
Huh.
Damn it. I need to fucking get this game done. Damn. It's like there's that blur, like that glare right there.
Yeah, I freaking can't get rid of that. Well, I got it kinda off of it a little bit.
Well, what else is there? What the fuck, by the way?
This freaking globe. Low res.
Maybe there's a texture.
What's Olimar's
Obviously.
stats?
You know what? I got a better idea. In the graphics settings.
Yeah.
There's a thing that's like dump textures. Click that. Like go into settings, find that it's like graphics settings, and it's the last tab.
Wait,
Click
hold on.
that,
Does that
close
mean
it,
wait?
move it.
Does that mean like it automatically dumps the texture that are on the screen?
Yep.
Freaking yes!
So yeah, click that.
Sounds great.
Close. Yeah, click it. Close it out so that you're back in the game again. Then immediately open it back up and then click it off. That way it'll dump the textures.
Alright, so where's it again? Is it in tools?
It's like graphics settings.
Graphics.
Then the last tab, and there's like dump textures.
Whoa.
Some shit.
Alright, so I turned dump textures on. Gotta close?
Yeah. Then you move around again. Then you go back and turn it off so that you don't keep dumping textures. And after that...
Alright, dump textures has been initiated.
Yep.
They measure the physical strength of this ship's onboard beefometer. It seems that they have 10 times the weight and physical power of any other Pikmin. I throw them, they land with a resounding thud.
Did you close the did you turn off the texture dumping again?
Yeah. Decided to.
Because if you don't turn it off, it'll just keep. And
yeah, I turned it off though.
Of textures.
Like I clicked it off, closed the window.
Yeah.
Decided to commemorate.
So now I need to figure out where the hell it is.
It
might be in. Go to the.
Olimar's description for this globe has absolutely nothing to do with the actual globe.
Yep.
Freaking great.
You know what? I got a better idea. Well, I can't really view your stuff. So...
Yeah, hold on.
You go to the home folder, and there might be a folder called Dolphin Emulator. Or Dolphin.
Alright, hold
It might be in documents. I'm not sure where the hell
I
it is.
believe it's here though. Is it build
And then you go
docs folder? Huh?
Hmm?
Is it data?
I don't know where it is.
Yeah, let's see.
I've not.
PG.
I don't know where it is on the default setting.
Externals. Source. No, that's not it. Tools. No.
It might
Maybe
be
it
in
just
fucking.
don't.
It might be in textures.
Oof, there's no
And then there's like a.
textures here.
Well, are you in this dolphin folder?
Yeah, I'm
So
in
what
Dolphin.
folders are
I'm
there?
in Dolphin-MU
Yeah.
on the desktop.
And what's in it?
Well, we've got build, CMake, data, docs, externals, install.
Okay, that's the wrong folder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Damn.
Templates is empty.
I think it's like in. It's like dolphin. Like it might just be in .dolphin or something, or .dolphin emulator,
So
or just
home,
dolphin.
or
I don't know.
Not home. Let's see. Dolphin.
Yeah, it's in. It's like fucking. It's somewhere. It's in the home folder.
Yeah.
You know, your regular. You know, if you open up a folder, you're probably in there. And you know, it's where the desktop folder is, and the documents folder, and the downloads folder, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And you might have to find a show hidden files in the folder somewhere.
Let's see. Freak.
I got a better idea.
Oh, show hidden files. Wow, look at all these hidden files. Wowie zowie, I never knew I had so many. Let's see,
Contents.
where is dolphin?
Yeah, the reason it's hidden is because sometimes things can be a little bit confusing at times.
Yeah, lots of dot things.
Yeah.
Where is it? Dolphin is not what I'm seeing.
It might be in. It's either .config or .local.
Let's try .local. Share. There's dolphin. View properties. Don't think that's anything though.
Damn it.
Oh wait, that's probably the freaking file viewer. Maybe.
Help.
Oh, here's Dolphin-MU. Okay, here we go. Dump. Is that what it is? Textures. What's this? There is no textures? What the frick did it do?
Well, what folders are there? Is there anything in that folder?
Oh, GameCube.
No.
Oh, there's nothing. Shaders. Screen. Maybe it's hidden in the freaking folder. I don't know.
I don't think it's hidden. Texture.
Directory.
Damn it, this wiki is useless. It's just a bunch of games. Doesn't actually give you any help for how to...
Freaking run Dolphin.
Dolphin... Do the texture pack directory Linux. It's in .dolphin-emu in the home directory.
Yes, that's been achieved.
And it'd be under... It might be either under dump...
Well, I checked up and they aren't.
Okay, so what is in this .dolphin-emu?
Dump, game settings, GC, load, logs, maps, screenshots, shaders, save states, themes, and Wii.
Okay, go to GC.
GC. It's got card A. It's got the save data for
Is this
Pikmin.
just? Is that just has it just has card A and whatnot?
Yeah, it's got like the freaking. It's just the freaking things, the save slots.
The save files. Yeah. Okay, so what else is in Dolphin EMU? I forgot.
Maps has nothing. Screenshots has nothing. Shaders. Shaders is nothing. Save states is nothing. Themes, nothing. Wii, a million things, but freaking, of course it's not in here because it's not a freaking Wii game. So apparently when it turned on the dump, it did not dump. Well,
You should have dumped.
Yeah. Like, our, oh, hold on. User dump textures game ID. Or game underscore ID.
Okay,
But,
what's in that folder?
Texture. There is no game underscore ID in the textures folder. It's just a directory file.
Oh yeah, you're in this list. You're here. This load textures doesn't exist, I guess.
Yeah.
You want to do the terminal thing so I can find it?
Yeah, if it even happened. Like, is there supposed to be, like, a download thing?
I don't know. It's not, it doesn't have a UI, you just enable it, move around for a little bit, and then turn it back off, and then your textures are there. That's what I did for Wind Waker dumping.
Ah.
That the files get played. You know, when it dumps the textures, it puts them somewhere, and I don't know where it is.
Yes, hold on, let's, well, that was a good Pikmin 2 stream. I hope you all enjoyed. Bye.
Yeah, I hope you do too.